The story of Crazy Joe was torn from yesterday's headlines, and it's as terrifying as tomorrow's.
Good morning. Welcome back to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. I'm Crazy Joe. Another physical media review for you today. This is one that was one of the year's biggest hits. No question about it. A film that took a lot of people by surprise. I don't think some people expected this film to do the kind of business it did, but we're talking about the long-awaited, and I do mean long-awaited, sequel to 1988's Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, the return of Michael Keaton to the character that kind of put him on the map. This is 1 year after we saw Michael Keaton return to the role of Batman in The Flash. And I got to tell you, I loved that movie, and I loved seeing Michael Keaton return as Batman. And it's just as great getting him to see him return as Beetlejuice. He really doesn't miss a beat. The character, he's still got it, man. In the words of Ralph from Happy Days, he's still got it. Guy's 70 years old. You wouldn't know it. All right, let's talk about this disc. First of all, let's talk about the movie. I already did a review of this movie when it was in the theater. I liked Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. It's not quite as good as the first movie, but it's a pretty good follow-up. And I got to tell you, I've seen it 3 times now, including reviewing this disc. I saw it twice in the theaters, and it plays really well in repeat viewings. In fact, I may have enjoyed it more the second time I saw it than the first time. So this is a movie that really plays well in repeats. Some of the mythology from the first film seems a little bit off. For example, in the first movie, when the Maitlands die, they end up right back in their house. And it's not till later in the movie when they read the handbook and learn to draw a door that they find their way into the underworld. Whereas in this sequel, when people die, we kind of see them just drop down right into that afterlife, which is kind of a change from what we saw in the first film. But it's okay. It's okay. It works. They're playing a little fast and loose with the rules, but I mean, this is Beetlejuice. I don't know that it needs airtight continuity. It works. We get a great performance here by Winona Ryder, who returns as Lydia Dietz. Catherine O'Hara returns as Delia Dietz. And we get Jenna Ortega from the Scream movies and Wednesday playing the daughter of Lydia, Astrid, and she's really good in this movie. So we get some returning cast members, we get some new cast members. Justin Theroux plays a new character, Lydia's boyfriend, and we get William. Excuse me, blanking on his name. Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe. Totally blanked on his name for a second there. Willem Dafoe plays like an afterlife cop who was an actor in his real life before he died. He's great in this film. This movie, it just works. It just works. It's just funny. You get some beats that kind of repeat things we saw in the original, but not so much of a repeat that you're like, this is just rehash. That was what worrisome in the trailer. When I saw the trailer, I saw some gags from the first movie repeated, and I'm like, is this going to be more of the same? You do get some repeated gags like you see in the trailer for this, when they're in the afterlife and Winona Ryder says Beetlejuice, he shrieks and seals up her mouth. And it's like he did that exact same thing in the first one, the shriek, and then like cements the mouth shut. We saw that before. And there's a couple things like that in the trailer, and I'm like, oh, this looks like it's just going to be rehash. Happy to report, while those moments, there are moments where we see the familiar happen again, that is not indicative of the entire film. Let's take a look at the disc. First of all, this thing has a lot, and I do mean a lot, of special features. I don't know special features listed on here. Over 2 hours of special features. These special features include a commentary by Tim Burton, the making of Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, and 6 more spectacular featurettes, including the history of the character of Beetlejuice, Michael Keaton, how he brought that character to life, some stuff on the makeup. There's a featurette on the shrinkers, the guys with the small heads. That we first saw one of them in the first movie. There's a lot of them in this film. There's a great featurette on the musical sequence in this film and how that came to be. This film's fairly loaded. There's a lot of special features on here. I'm impressed. You get a digital code, which is not in here right now, and one disc, the 4K disc. It does not come with a Blu-ray, 4K only. And there it is. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with how many special features they put on this film. It's a good film. It's got a lot of special features. This comes out on Tuesday, the 19th, Tuesday, November 19th. This will be available in stores everywhere. And I think if you saw this in the theater, and let's face it, just about all you did, because it was a huge hit, it's probably one you're going to want to pick up. And it plays just as well at home as it does in the theater. I really like this movie. I really recommend Beetlejuice a lot. This is a good one. All right, guys, until next time. First of all, thank you to our friends at Warner Brothers for sending me this review copy. Big day, by the way. Big day for Warner Brothers on Tuesday. Not only is Beetlejuice coming out, so is Blazing Saddles. So is the classic Hitchcock film North by Northwest. And a movie being distributed on home video by Warner Brothers, but not actually a Warner Brothers film. The Terminator, the original James Cameron Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's an MGM film, but it's being released on 4K by Warner Brothers. All four of these titles are coming out on the 19th. It's a big release day for Warner Brothers, the 19th of November. So thank you to Warner Brothers for sending me this. If you love physical media, support physical media, and I think this is definitely one worth picking up. I really liked this Beetlejuice. They did a terrific job with keeping the tone and the quality. This is one of the best Tim Burton movies in years. Let's be honest here. Tim Burton has not been on a winning streak lately. Even some of his better films in recent years, like I guess Mrs. Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children wasn't too bad. Big Eyes wasn't too bad. They're not great. They're not up to the quality of his older films. And he's made some real stinkers in recent years too, like Dark Shadows. So I think the best movie Tim Burton has made in recent years prior to this was Dumbo. The Dumbo remake was really good, but there aren't many. There aren't many, man. He once one of the best in the business, and he's kind of slipped. And this is a real return to form for Tim Burton. This is the best Tim Burton movie since Big Fish in 2003, I'm going to say. 2003, Big Fish, 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago. That was the last time Tim Burton's made a movie of this quality, I think. Dumbo was pretty good, but not as good as Big Fish and not as good as this. But all right, everybody. Pick it up Tuesday. Beetlejuice. I like this one. Keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas with the plastic feet. Keep wearing those pajamas. Tell everyone you meet. Keep wearing those pajamas with the back door flap. Keep wearing those pajamas. Don't open it, it's a trap. Oh no, it's a trap. Some people call them bitches, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander adamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas. I know we're having fun. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now the song is done.